Although it's been over a month since the full Nintendo Switch 2 reveal, I still haven't posted any thoughts anywhere about the console yet, so that's what today's video is about. Originally, I was going to go over the whole Switch 2 Direct in one go, but then I realized to myself, that'd be kinda stupid. So instead I'll be focusing on a singular topic per video in regards to the Switch 2. It will give me a lot more to work with throughout this month anyways. Also, just a disclaimer, as of the making of this video, I have yet to go hands-on with the console, so I'm just judging things based on what I've seen and heard online. First, we have the bump in screen size from 6.2 inches on the original launch Switch to now 7.9 inches on Switch 2. Obviously, the whole system itself needs to be larger to accommodate such a large screen, and to be honest, it's not a problem. I don't think the Switch 2 is like an outrageously large device. Plus, just having that large screen is going to be really nice for getting immersed into any game. The bezel admittedly still looks kind of thick, but I don't think that's a big deal. Then, of course, is the bump in resolution from 720p on the Switch 1 screen to 1080p on Switch 2. Switch 2 games will of course look great on the screen, but I do wonder how those Switch 1 games running in 720p will look. Next up was a bit of a pipe dream for me. Like, before the Direct started, I was talking to my brother about how sick it would be if the Switch 2 supported 120Hz, and sure enough, it does. Yeah, this is going to be a big deal for a theoretical Splatoon 4 or just any competitive game that releases on Switch 2. Just having access to such a smooth frame rate and the type of responsiveness usually found on PC games, but now on a Nintendo console, is big. The Switch 2 screen will also support HDR for more vivid and deep colors. I suppose this makes up for the fact that it's not an OLED screen. Well, at least from what I've been hearing, the screen looks great in person. I'm sure that's all the everyman needs from a big screen for it to look good. The magnetic Joy-Con 2 controllers look quite satisfying to attach and detach from the system. I did have some concerns in terms of their stability on the console and how easy it'd be to just pull them off the thing, but at least from what I've been seeing from the preview events, I have nothing to worry about. The Joy-Con 2 virtually do not wobble on the console when attached, and the magnets are very strong. The Joy-Con on Switch 1 used a rail system, so they didn't quite feel super stable, but just stable. A couple other quality of life features for the Joy-Con 2 controllers are bigger SL and SR buttons and bigger control sticks. However, it was confirmed by a Nintendo rep that the Joy-Con 2 control sticks are not Hall effect. Hall effect joysticks are a type of analog stick that uses magnetic sensors to detect movement. The Joy-Con 2 controllers are looking to use the standard potentiometers found in any typical controller, which eventually wear out over time and cause stick drift. Joy-Con drift was a huge issue with the Switch 1, and hopefully Nintendo has designed the new control sticks to be more durable. Now, a major new feature for the Joy-Con 2 controllers is their ability to be used as mice. Having mouse controls out of the box for a game console is pretty huge if you ask me. This will be ideal for shooting games, as you'll have access to a control option that can give you better pinpoint accuracy than an analog stick. The console speakers also have improved audio. Okay, great. Oh hey look, there's a mic built into the Switch 2. Now you can voice chat without some convoluted setup with your phone, a sound mixer, and a pair of headphones. Speaking of headphones, 3D audio. That's neat, I guess. The kickstand looks nice and can be set at various angles. It doesn't seem as stable as the one on the Switch OLED, but I'm sure it works fine. Okay, another big one, a USB-C port on the top of the system. Personally, I'm all about this. Now I can play the Switch in bed while resting it on my chest with a charger plugged in on the top. Huge dub. Switch 2 now has 8 times the amount of internal storage at 256 gigabytes. So this sounds nice at first, but the file sizes for Switch 2 games seems to be quite large on average, so better plan for that microSD express card. When the console is docked, it'll support 4K output. Now, this doesn't mean every game will run in 4K. Some games will run in 1440p or even just 1080p, but the fact that we got a Nintendo console finally outputting in 4K is pretty sweet regardless. Also, shoutouts to active cooling with the fan in the dock. We're not trying to produce toast here, that's for sure. Finally, the Nintendo Switch 2 will be backward compatible with Switch 1 games. Well, almost all of them anyways. There's a chart on Nintendo's website detailing which games either can't run on Switch 2, or they can run, but have issues. Though, it seems the majority of games will work just fine, so at least at launch, there won't be much to worry about. And that's about it. The Nintendo Switch 2 is looking to be an excellent gaming platform from Nintendo. Whether it comes down to its horsepower, features, and game library, I think we're in for a promising future when it comes to Nintendo games. Anyway, that'll do it for this video. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe as I'll be posting more content on Nintendo Switch 2 and other gaming stuff. Also, feel free to become a channel member so your name can be displayed here on screen, and maybe click that video on the left as YouTube thinks you'll like that one next.